Hey guys, Jay here. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry about me squinting. I just so happened to be set up with the sun in my eyes. But anyways, I was proposed the question by one of my good subscribers, Phil at Woods Tree Farm. Go check his channel out. He's trying to grow a Christmas tree farm down in Virginia. Real good guy. Talk to him every time I get on the computer. I have a ton of subscribers I talk to, interact with all the time. He's just one of many great people. But anyways, he asked me the question, are carports, are they worth it? So this is a video I've been wanting to do, so I was like, hey, hell, I might as well make this video on it. So I'm just going to talk a little, I'm going to ramble. If you're thinking of buying some type of carport, you know, double, single, whatever it may be, either it's Rhino Shelter or Shelter Logic, whatever company you decide to go with. I think there's a couple more too. But anyways, I made some pros and cons to it. I've had this for 4 years, so let's get right into it. So first pro is they're cheap. Obviously, a garage, you're going to need a foundation, framing, siding, insulation, roofing, blah, 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 blah. I mean, everybody here knows how much money garages are. So I'm going to put down below how much this unit cost us, and it is a huge unit. I'll put the I don't remember the measurements offhand, but I'll put it down below right where I'm talking here. But that's the number one pro, is that it's cheap. It's less than a garage. Let's do all the pros first. Second pro is that you could do it yourself. We're all handy here. There's a ton of resources on the internet, but as far as building a garage, that's a lot of steps involved. You need cranes and trusses, and if you don't know roofing, if you don't know insulation and framing code and all that, it's a pain in the butt. I have 3 videos, which I'll attach above here, that I built this myself. I did it all myself, raised it up, kind of braced it. You know, there's a lot of engineering involved doing it yourself. It definitely helps to have a few people, but you can do it yourself. You're a lot more able to put a car shelter together than you are probably a garage. My third pro is that it's a non-structural, or excuse me, it's a non-permanent structure. So what that means as far as town and zoning is that these do not abide by buffers, like property buffers and stuff. So as far as setbacks, that's the term I'm looking for. Garages, you need to be set back from the property lines, you know, X amount of feet this way, X amount of feet that way. There's all types of restrictions. Carports are considered portable, they're non-permanent, so they don't abide by some of those rules. Obviously check with your local town, city. There might be some clause or ordinance, but I know in New Hampshire, carports are basically freebies. You can put basically probably right by the road if you wanted to. The fourth pro I have for it is they're portable. Yes, obviously this unit you could probably pick this up and move this if you had about a dozen or so guys. Honestly, you could literally, if you unbolted it all, picked it up, you could probably carry it over and place it down again. So that's a positive if you have friends or a team of guys to help you, a team of mules or whatever to help you lift it. Another pro is that you can add, you know, lights if you wanted to inside, or you could do some type of concrete floor. You can pour a pad and sit this on a pad. If you ran some wiring out there, you could hang some, you know, 4-foot shop lights like you guys seen down in my basement. They sell the linkable ones. You can link up to like 10, I think, LEDs. So that's something I'll probably do in the future. But that's an option too, is that you can pour a pad and have lights to mimic a garage. Another pro tip is that there's double access. I have a door in the front and a door in the back. Now, granted, I don't use the door in the back at all, but depending on your farm, depending on your homestead, whatever you want to do, how amazing would it be to have access front and back? So if you have implements in the back, like bush hogs and York rakes, and I know my backhoe is in the corner, I don't really use that too often, so I have to kind of move some things up front to get at it. But a carport, if you positioned it right, you could get in and out both sides. What a difference that would make as far as implements. Now let's move on to the cons. The one con, I mean, these are in no order. These are just the list of cons. This isn't the worst thing about it. One con I have here is that it gets hot. It is like a greenhouse in there in the summertime. It is unbearable to work. You can't, if you think you're going to be able to work in there in the summertime, you would have to have both doors open probably the night before in order for the temperature to acclimate, because inside of these is very much like a greenhouse effect. So it's very hot as far as summertime. Once the fall and winter rolls around, it's fine because you're protected from the wind. But if you're planning on working in one of these, you can cancel the whole summertime, depending on the temperature where you live. Another con is that they're structurally weak. Yes, they are tubing. I think it's 1/4 inch thick piping tubing, but they're weak. They're susceptible. They're not snow bearing at all. It says right in big bold letters on the package, if you set this up in a snowy climate, it is not our responsibility if it collapses. You have to go out, and I don't have any clips of this, but you have to go out with basically a snow broom, plastic one, not a metal one, and you got to get the snow off of these, or push the tarp up in the middle, and the snow will fall off. So you cannot leave snow on it. So again, you are restricted to, you can't just leave this all winter and have the snow build up, because it won't be there come the second snowstorm. Another con is there's no protection from moisture and humidity. Sometimes with these it's exposed. Obviously it's not like a garage where the doors and you have seals and everything's framed in, it's climate controlled. These things are subject to humidity and moisture, and that leads me to my next con. Sometimes these are an incubator. If you have a real moist humid night and then a hot day, the hut is like maybe half a day behind. There's been days where I've opened the door and I can go like this and wipe the humidity off the implements. So it's one of the cons. It's obviously not a good thing. So as far as rust and exposure, sometimes these carports are more of an incubator than an actual protection from the elements. Another con, and I see this all the time, and this is what I learned from, and I hope you take this out of this video if you're trying to buy one. If you just put these on dirt, what's going to happen is you have the 2 feet. Obviously you can see you have the 2 feet. If you put this on dirt, it's going to settle, and it's going to settle out. And what's going to happen is your zippers are going to spread, and then you won't be able to zipper your door. I have 3 videos where I actually put this on a concrete footing. The 4 structural feet of this are sitting on, I think I dug 3 feet down. They're about 8 or 10 inch footings with rebar bolted. So this hut is literally not going anywhere. We lost one our first year we got here. It blew completely away. I'll see if I can attach a picture of it. I'm not sure if I still have the picture, but anyways, mine is secured on footings. If you are going to get one of these, I highly recommend putting it on some type of footing or foundation. If you put it just on the dirt, it will settle. Your opening will open up. You won't be able to zipper your doors. And the problem is that if you cannot zipper these, they become a sail. If you get a gust of wind, mine blew right over. It's the same style thing. When we moved into the homestead, we had one here. This is the one I had to buy because the first one blew away. If you do not secure this properly, it will blow away if you have wind. Another thing too, I said snow, but also branches. I had to limb all the trees around here because branches, you get a big branch that breaks off, it'll go right through the canvas. Then obviously if you have a hole in it, it's a funnel for water, and it's just from there on out it's over. So those are my pros and cons. I don't really know how I feel about it. I kind of love it, I kind of hate it. It's good. Like I said, I listed the pros and cons. You know, you guys can decide if it's something you want to move forward with. But you know, if you're just starting out and money's tight and whatnot, and you have implements that you want to put in there, in tractors or equipment or cars, might not be a bad call right away. You know, my goal is to build a garage eventually, you know, with timber from the land and all that fun jazz. You know, hopefully one day I'll be able to do that, but for now the carport has to do. So let's go ahead and roll the door up, and I'll show you the setup. So a lot of these come with door kits, like the rope. So let me show you kind of how that works. So you zip this up, grab the bottom, you just roll it. There's a bar in here full of stone, rocks, dirt, just weight to help keep the door down. But I can feel the heat coming out here already. I wasn't kidding. Pull this down, hold on to this, pull this one down, that. And then as you can see, the rope just kind of ties off here on one of those, I guess, fishing things you see on the dock. I don't know what they're actually called. But anyways, let me show you the setup I have. Now, some of you guys have seen this before, and I apologize if it's dark, but we got the lawnmower here, the Kubota here, four-wheeler, and this wood cart that we're gonna, it's got a blown out tire, which we're gonna fix. And then again, just basic tools. But let me show you what I'm talking about right here. See this grease gun? I don't know if you could see the moisture, humidity. You know, these aren't moisture proof, like I said. I've come in here before on real humid days and the stuff is sweating. So as you can see here though, we got the backhoe in the back, the wood splitter, everything's all chained and secured. We got our what's it called, we got our bucket forks there. So this is just kind of how I lay it out. But the big pro is like, if I had access to the back, I could flip that backhoe around actually, and if I needed it, I wouldn't have to move 10 different things. So this is just kind of how I lay out my carport. And like I said, you could hang lights if you want it. I actually have power out here, 110 and 220, believe it or not. I could run a welder out here if I wanted, but I wouldn't. Yeah, but as you can see, in the wintertime, this will sag because of the snow, and I have to come out here and knock the snow off. So I hope this video helped. Like I said, my good buddy Phil, who I've met, been talking to for a while now on YouTube, he asked me the question, are these carports worth it? So hope that answers your question, Phil, and I hope this answers the question to anybody looking to get a carport. I felt like I gave a honest opinion, pros and cons. I listed the issues we have with it. If you're willing to take care of it and set it up right, it should last. As far as putting it on footings and oiling the zippers and stuff and getting the snow off, if you're willing to take care of it, it'll last. If you think this is one of those things you can put up and walk away, you're not going to last more than 2 years probably. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching. I hope this helps. A little bit of a different video, but like I said, I was asked the question and I feel like I would just share the knowledge. So appreciate it, guys. Hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. Let me know what you think. I want to know if you have one, issues you've had. Do you like it? Do you hate it? How does it compare to a garage as far as cost, blah, blah, blah. So let's chit chat. So let me know what you guys think. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.